Can you ever imagine why some people are financially well off and the others have it bad, even if they are in the same group of the population of the same age? It's a question most of us have to confront, and the answer is often hidden behind the income patterns that define our working lives. This video is going to be more detailed about the patterns about income peaks by age and gender, and when talking about them trends, you have to get to know what's coming your way in the future. These are perhaps patterns that, irrespective of age, be as a young man just starting a life on his own or over middle age, may be instrumental in unlocking a better life. For instance, think about being 26, struggling through the pressures of early adulthood and at the same time looking for ways and means of making ends meet. Or you may read the article in your 40s and think about your decision made in your youth of what kind of future awaits you. This view is to remind you something about and hope that it will have some positive impact for self-enhancement as well as on financial results. We will look at strategies of how you can make money all through the life stages so that you not only exist but also live a prosperous life. Thus, do you want to be a captain of your finances? Let's get started. As for the income distribution by years, there is a curious pattern, which is close to showing the life gender-specific cycles of male and female. In general, women are most paid between the ages of 35 and 54 years. This period usually accompanies crucial achievements in one's career and personal growth, since most of the women get promotions that enable them to work at optimum performance and develop personally. Moreover, it was shown that men earn their maximum wages when they are between 45 and 64 years old. The varied distribution can be pegged on factors such as career paths, family commitments, and general social roles. For example, a woman may leave to start a family, and while she is away, she gains first-hand knowledge, and when she rejoins the market, she can make a lot of money. This means it is important to remember that those ads are not just numbers on the graph, they are representing years of effort, coping with stress and determination to improve the quality of life. In subsequent sections of this topic, we will examine the various age segments' relationship with income and the requirements to be among the higher earners in a specific age segment. A simple analysis of income levels in every age bracket suggests an interesting story of financial growth. However, it is somewhat below average and sometimes starts from low numbers and gets only to the median which average young adult with poor first job opportunities earns. When an individual is in his or her mid-20s, he or she earns a better salary as compared to prior years of experience. For example, 21 to 25 years income ranged between $1,250 to $4,500 monthly, and for the median, it's $31,000 annually. This is the best time for personal development because most of the young employees are testing the waters and learning things that they will use later in their careers. It is when young people get themselves to 27 or 28 years and get promotions and better paid jobs, let alone this better and additional sources of income through investments or other sources of income-generating activities. These income categories are important to anyone who wants to better their lives and to make a heads up on how they will fare in the future. On the go, we will turn our attention to the financial environment of young people between 16 and 21 years of age. However, the income in the sphere that concentration with young adults of ages 16 to 21 can widely gyrate because everyone has different lifestyles, and it depends on the chances that the teenager has at his disposal during that time. For many, the lowest bracket is within $750 per month, earned probably from a side job or an internship. However, some smart young adults are able to pocket as little as $3,000 monthly, especially those young adults who are lucky to secure high-performance activities such as technical internships or business starters. The income being earned by this group is bearing a median annual income of $22,500, though it remains the first rung toward a better life. This age is well suited for self-development. It is the perfect time to engage in hobbies that are likely to be more financially rewarding in future. For instance, learning how to code on sites such as Codecademy or participating in online marketing might lead to perfect paid freelancing jobs. However, these young adults have another challenge in managing their financial environment. They also have to learn to cope with stress brought about by work and school. With this in mind, it is now time to look at how income changes as young people transit to early career, 21 to 25 years. Towards the young early career age, which, according to the OH&M, ranges from 21 to 25 years of age, percentiles shift demonstrably. During this period, people tend to earn huge income, and also one gets to have the opportunity to increase his or her standard of living. The income of this age group varies sweepingly between $1,250 and $4,500 per month, where the income per year is roughly $31,000 on average. It is a great period for self-fulfillment and experimentation in the labor market, as many organizational employees begin to define themselves in their professions. For example, an employee doing a sales job might discover that effective negotiation skills can open avenues to cash incentives that can increase her salary greatly. Also, most of this age is under pressure to find source of income, hence the aspect of interdependence may at times have its advantages. Some are challenged and get the resilience that they would need in future jobs even before they get themselves the basic elbow grease. They have opportunities for future success by utilizing their time to work the room or gain mentorship with positive role models. Now, let's see what happened for the 25 to 31 years age group as we look into the mid-20s financial scenario. It is the period in the middle of the people's 20s, 25 years old and 31 years old, which indicates that most of the persons is at the turning point in the career and finance. Income levels usually start from $1,850 to $6,500 per month, and median annual income reaches $50,000 every year. This is major advancement and development both in career and personal development. For many, this is the stage where most people begin to establish themselves in their careers. For instance, a marketing professional may use her early working experiences to handle more difficult projects, promotions, and enhanced salary packages. Also, the pressure to build the financial stability could be rather high. However, people who accept such values as resilience and adaptability seem to get the upper hand. This is also as good a time as any to make a dime from using your investments, or you could engage in some forms of business such as stock market business. In other words, improving and building on skills will prepare them for a better future in the process. With this foundation in place, let's delve into the next phase. Employed people with an age of 31 to 35 on career development. It is prudent to state that getting into the ages of 31 to 35 is a major milestone in a person's learning curve, in particular in the workplace, as there is likely to be an overall increase in responsibilities as well as earnings. Income outlook in this phase is between $2,500 and $8,500 depending on the poverty level, while the median annual income celebrates $66,000. Nor does this commonly coincide with a period of increased ambition and application for high-performance positions related to people's vocation and interests. For example, one can use the role of project management and accept broader, skill-developing tasks which promise good material outcomes, too. It is often an exam-intense pressure, but on the other hand also the stage in life to build up from previous experiences and challenge situations to the best of O'Neill's capability. Networking becomes essential during these years. One should try to attend some industry conferences or register on some forum. Also, it is a right time to advance one's education and get certifications that increase one's earnings in an organization or company. Before moving on to the next level of financial security responsible, let's consider how the transition to the chosen profession is reflected in income levels of 35 to 41-year-old individuals. People in their 35 to 41 years are experienced in their professions. They have left the adventure stage and are now in a cycle of career consolidation. In the course of this period, earnings habitually start at $3,500 and go up to $10,000 per month. The median annual income approximately $65,000. This stage is nearly always defined by increasing awareness of the professional environment and the opportunities to use previous experience in an attempt to achieve even more. Most people acquire greater responsibilities or positions that signify specialized work. For instance, a well-experienced software engineer may decide to change his or her status, work as a project leader and even as a trainer for other engineers, all these while being paid more. The demand for high performance may be stressful, yet there is creation of elasticity because of readiness to address emerging concerns. This is also a good period to practice risk management, or undertake an investment, or engage in a part-time business venture that is personally interesting. Let me now look at the material prosperity which, of course, one would associate with the ages of 41 to 45. People in the ages of 41 to 45 are financially secure due to efforts and planning spanning a number of years. In this phase, the amount of income mostly varies between $3,850 and $11,000 and the median annual income of $85,000. This period is often associated with a peak in the career accomplishment and opportunity to make right decisions which improve the person's status. Most working people work at places where they can be able to take care of their family's needs and at the same time make other forms of investments such as saving for retirement, buying property, and so on. The pressure to sustain the stability can be large, but it drives resilience and opting for the upliftment consistently. For example, persons may think of getting more education or extra qualifications to remain relevant in their areas of operation. This is also a time of professional development where senior staff can also offer their expertise to other junior staff while also refreshing their memory. While contemplating these income trends and how they can be affecting individuals, it is also important to understand how each period of income prepares people for the rest of their financial life. Thus, let us now have a brief look at the key conclusions of this first part of our exploration of the income dynamics for different age groups. It is also important to recognize that there is significant growth in finance at each stage of life, and now is the time to use this information. Are you ready to start making active changes for a higher income and get the financial stability most of us strive for? As I mentioned above, the success is built from durable foundations, and it is essential for each person to constantly improve himself or herself and make a rational choice. This is just the beginning. In the next video tutorial, we are going to extend our focus to understanding additional strategies for increasing your income and consider various factors for personal development of the financial plan. Therefore, if you would like to change your financial status, remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Trust me, you'll be excited to be receiving such important information that you will not want to miss out on. Well, shall we start this journey there and open the doors up to a better tomorrow?